English with Deck.
Alright, how's everyone doing? Deck here from Deck English with another episode of English with Deck. Let's go! Okay, so just a quick one today. And, there is a really cool phrase which is very useful, and it goes something like, we are our own worst enemies. Okay, so that means, we doubt ourselves the most out of everyone doubting us, So, for example, if I am my own worst enemy, then I doubt myself too much. I doubt myself the most, more than other people, Let's say I'm doing a challenge, a project, but I'm just not happy with it. I'm not satisfied with it. And I constantly criticize my work on this project. Maybe it's a craft project, maybe it's a DIY project. And the person who voices the most criticism of it is myself. The person who sees the most blemishes, the most inaccuracies is myself. Other people look at it, maybe they see it's not quite perfect, but they know it doesn't really matter so much, or they don't really care because it's not important. So I am the one who is giving myself the most criticism in this point. So I am my own worst enemy. And this can be used for, say, sports, exercise, I can't do it, I'm not good enough to do it. Yes, you are, you can do it if you put your mind to it. And that is so true, More often than not, when I'm on a run, a big run, let's say I'm doing 15, 20, maybe more K. And by that point, I am done. I'm not enjoying it constantly like I was for the first 10K, 10, 15K. And by that point, I'm like, Deck, you don't have to do this, Deck. You can walk. There's no one around. You're on the top of a mountain. No one would know. And maybe I just keep going. And then, I didn't listen to that doubt. I just kept going and I pushed through and I succeeded. And that means I beat my own worst enemy, myself. I beat my own limitations. So this phrase can be used for many, many instances, like I said. Now, on the other side of that, there is another phrase that I like to use, you are your own best friend. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means if you can't make yourself laugh, no one will. If you can't impress yourself occasionally, no one will impress you. Basically, it means you can always rely on yourself to, provide a bit of company, a bit of support, a bit of motivation when times are getting tough, when things are not going quite right, or when things are going right, and good job, Deck, to myself. Good job. So I am my own best friend on the flip side of what I just talked about. And when I tell a joke, I know I'm not the funniest guy ever. I know I am not stand-up comedian material. But I'm pretty good, in my opinion. I make myself laugh quite a bit. And that's something, I tell a joke to myself. And I, 9 out of 10 times, have a little chuckle. And maybe even do a bit of a leg slap, like, ha, that was brilliant. But you know something I have noticed? If I tell myself that joke, I make myself laugh. I tell my friends, or maybe some people around me, they'll probably laugh. There is a good chance. Or at least have a little chuckle. A little chuckle, little. There you go. I got myself laughing already. And they'll probably laugh. You know, they might even congratulate. You know, say, hey, that was brilliant, Dad. Good job. But you know who 9 out of 10 times will not laugh at that same joke? The missus. My wife. You know, it is hard to make her laugh quite often. And I don't mean it in a sense of she's miserable or basically, you know, she dislikes me in that sense. I don't mean it like that. But when a friend of mine or a friend of hers or someone else tells a similar joke or the same level of joke, I can guarantee she laughs. And, you know, I've noticed this many times, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. I think there is a different level of maturity, a different level of grown-upness between us. So what we find funny is slightly different from time to time. And that is natural. It's normal, you know. And also, you know, well, if I had to live with me in another body of me for so many years, I can understand why she might not laugh all the time, you know. So I think it's quite a common theme, you know, between people who live together, husband and wife or not, you know. There definitely is a one-sidedness to the humour, and that is quite normal. But it's quite an amusing realization, you know. I can guarantee if I went downstairs and told her a joke right now, she might chuckle, but to get her to laugh, that would be a challenge. But honestly, I guess the jokes which come to mind right now are pretty immature. So there could be a reason there. You know what? Now I've said this out loud, I think I've figured out the reason. Anyway, guys, you keep doing you. And remember, guys, keep studying. You are doing a fantastic job. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a good one. See you in the next one. Bye now.